scared of a dying? Am I even trying? Are you safer at home? Thoughts start giving. I start believing in truth. The definite maybe, maybe.
Hello and welcome to Thank God It's Friday. I'm Elaine White and I'm here with co-hosts Peter Cooper and Jenny McKay, and of course our producer Alex, who will be managing all the wonderful tech and your comments. This week we have a theme close to our hearts of food, and we're going to be looking at food here in Wallasey, the UK, and around the world. We've been out and about talking to people and have some great interviews for you tonight. We're moving out of lockdown and that's good news. Life is still difficult in lots of ways, but tonight we're focusing on the positive side because, as ever, there's always good news. There are always things to celebrate. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're really looking forward to spending this time with you. Please contribute if you can on Facebook or YouTube whilst we're live. And if you have any questions for our presenters, please share them. Now, I've got a question for you straight away. What do you feed your pets? So whether you've got a dog, a cat, a guinea pig, a reptile, whatever it is, what do you feed it? Please put your answers in comments, because later tonight we're all going to have a bit of a chat about that with our host, Jenny the vet. Now, Alex and I have been out and about in Wallasey and New Brighton talking to people about what it's been like in lockdown for some of our food businesses. Our first stop was a great venue in New Brighton. I'm here in New Brighton at the Seaside Cafe, which is our favourite greasy spoon. It's owned by Helen and managed by Sarah and Tara, who've agreed to chat with me about what life's been like for them in lockdown. So what's happened for the Seaside Cafe in lockdown? What's been going on?
Well, at first we didn't really know what was going on. I think everyone was a bit confused, weren't they? No one understood what was happening. And then gradually the government was saying more and more things. So we just came in at first and we were cleaning everything, making sure all the stock was away or anything we had to get rid of, we got rid of. And then they started saying takeaways were allowed to open. So we were trying to find ways to implement safe working distances and things like that, while still just taking in some money to keep us here so that when things could reopen we are allowed to again.
Okay, so you're open for takeout now? Yeah, is that recent? Yeah,
last 3 weeks or so.
Okay, yeah. And how's that going?
It's not been too bad. It's been keeping us going, keeping us here.
Yeah, have you been busy?
The sunny days have been great. But when the weather's bad, you understand people don't want to come out, do they? So.
Yeah, sure, when there's nowhere to sit inside, it's hard, isn't it? And so are you planning to open up tomorrow now you're allowed to?
Yeah, we are. We've been talking about it and we've decided that we are reopening. We've got things in place we're going to be doing. When people come in, making them sanitize their hands. It's all table service now as well, so we won't be having queues at the counter, so everyone's staying safe.
Right, okay, so thanks so much. It's great to talk to you. All the best for tomorrow. Just remind us all where you're from.
The Seaside Cafe, New Brighton.
Yeah, be there. And if you want to give them a try, they're opposite the prom in New Brighton Front. And our next stop was another great food venue, but perhaps not if you're on a diet. Right, I'm here at a Dodgson's Bakery, which is the most amazing bakery in Wallasey. I'm here with Ron and Mark. Now, Ron's been owner of the bakery since 1976, and Ron and Mark are going to talk to us about what it's been like since lockdown here. So what's been going on then since lockdown for the bakery?
Well, when it first started, because we've got staff with young children, and the young children had sort of coughs and colds, so we closed for 2 weeks just to make sure everyone was safe. And after that 2 weeks, we opened up again, and we've been open ever since.
Right, okay. And so how's it gone with it's a very small shop, isn't it? How's it gone with the social distancing?
Well, it's been quite good, hasn't it, Mark?
It's been
People have been
absolutely-
really patient. You know, we've asked them to one person at a time in the shop, and nobody's really made a thing about it. They've just said, well, we understand.
Yeah,
You know, people do tend to understand that, you know, it is a small shop. And they're perfectly... I'm only glad it's been nice weather.
Yeah, it has, yeah, because I know there were people queuing outside, but they all seem to be socially distanced as well, didn't they?
We've put into place a ring and collect system now, which will sort of alleviate the queues that we've got going on outside.
Yeah,
hopefully, and make everything a bit safer and easier and more accessible for our customers, basically.
Sure, yeah. And what about business? Has business been pretty good?
It's been pretty steady.
Yeah.
It's been a different kind of business, because most of our customers are tradespeople coming in for their lunch, and because they haven't been working, it's been more local people coming in. Over the last couple of weeks.
So do you think maybe because the cafes and restaurants have not been open, maybe people have been coming here, maybe more people have been coming to bakeries
well, different people have been
their
coming
lunches
in,
and things,
and people that have said, oh, we didn't know you were here.
Yeah. Oh, great. So you've got a bit more
so we've
well
got,
known.
Yeah.
Great. Well, I know
got
we
some
love it.
people.
As you know, we're regular customers here. So thanks ever so much for talking to us. That's been fantastic.
No problem.
Thank
It's
you.
been a pleasure.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Apparently, there's been a baker on that site since 1935. It's well worth a visit. And now over to Pete.
Yes, over to me, and I've been out and about as usual. You know, the virtual vicar goes and strolls along the Mersey, and I found the pub that one of my local pubs, the Ferry, had been preparing. In fact, take a look at this. There we are. That's just along the Mersey where I was walking in my usual virtual vicar stroll, looking about. There were a couple of pubs along the Mersey that I go and visit. There's the Ferry, the one we're going to see the outside of in a minute, and the Five Bars Rest. They're both opening tomorrow. But take a look at this. You can see there's lots of signs outside. Now they're giving instructions on social distancing. Why, if they're about to open up? Well, because the laws that have been passed allow you to go closer than 2 metres and have numbers of people over 30 if you've made extra efforts to make sure that it's safe. If you've done a risk assessment, you can see there's some strips of tape there making sure people sit far enough apart. It's 1 metre plus, so it's a metre apart if you've taken these extra measures so that they can do that. Now, they've taken these measures on the outside. On the inside, well, I'll have to wait for tomorrow to go in, but you can see already that's the hatch they were been serving from until they're allowed to open the premises. There were signs there saying that you've got to keep a certain distance apart still. Now the question is, what are you going to do tomorrow? Now, some people won't be going to the pub because they don't like going to pubs. But if you normally go to the pub, why not go along, keep your distance, but have a pint? I'm going to both local pubs because I'm that committed to local business and enterprise. Back to the studio.
Great stuff. Well, you might remember that last week we spoke to guests from around the world about lockdown. We asked them about their favourite food to eat or make. Well, let's have a look at what they said. What's your favourite thing to cook?
Well, like everything in our relationship, we differ on that. I am the queen of finding solutions for food that you would not normally think of. So you'll have a chicken breast, some feta, some lettuce, some tomato, and all come up with like a panzanella salad or something. Whereas Nathan is very methodical and will make elaborate meals.
Yeah, so I will, if one of us is going to shop for groceries to a recipe and then execute a recipe, that's me. But when I go to the fridge and I open it and I say, there's nothing to eat, we should take out, she'll go to the fridge and make a delicious feast that I never even imagined. So we work well together to get through all of the food that I buy.
So, Steve, have you got a favourite dish that you like to cook?
Well, I suppose two different things. Is when I get a bit of time at the weekend, I like to take my time over cooking a nice chicken tikka masala. That's probably the one I satisfaction out of. I can make a big batch of it, freeze portion. That can keep it going for a while.
Yeah.
Alternatively, what I like doing is some quick, simple pasta dishes. That are easy to make quickly when I get, when I finish work for the day.
Right.
Just a simple prawn and fettuccine or something with tomatoes.
Sounds nice.
So,
yeah, Callum, just wanted to ask, what would be your favourite food for cooking? What do you enjoy cooking in New York? If you do cooking.
So I don't think cooking and New York go that hand in hand. I think it's probably the takeaway capital of the world. I'd say
what would you like eating?
My favourite takeout, I'd say it's between two things. I would say obviously pizza, the famous New York slice. There's by the slice pizza everywhere, and it's better than pizza in the UK, that's for sure.
All right.
And after that, I would probably say like Thai or like some Asian fusion, because there's a very large like Southeast Asian population here, and a lot of them are kind of second, third generation immigrants, and it's really evolved as kind of like a unique New York version, kind of like the UK has with some Indian food. So I'd say Thai is probably the big one other than pizza.
Great, lovely. I like Thai food too. Yeah, thanks for that, Callum. A question I'd like to ask you both is, what sort of food do you like to cook? We're just interested in what people like to cook and eat.
What do we like to cook? A variety of things. We do curries and what else do we do? Dave?
We make. June started making her own bread. I think
very good.
COVID-19.
Yeah.
We make vegetable dishes, or things like, as June said, chickpea curries,
and meat,
and chicken curries and things like that.
But I'm very much one of these cooks that what can I find on the internet to cook tonight?
Right.
What have I got in my fridge and in my pantry, and we'll make something from there.
Yeah.
Quite
we
creative.
Yeah. Fish, a lot of fish. Fish is quite easy to get hold of.
Yeah.
So I don't think we've got one specific dish.
No,
I suppose
that's okay.
Christmas we might do a pavlova because
everybody likes that. Great stuff. Oh, no, thank you. Thanks for answering that for us. Yeah, thanks. Okay.
Right.
It's interesting, isn't it? I think curry was a bit of a theme there, but I quite fancied trying the New York slice. Sounded good. So now we're going over to Jenny with something else food related.
Well, we're definitely moving away from curry. This week, you're going to see a typical northern Spanish dish prepared by Tamara the vet.
The first step would be to put the tuna fish in water and salt for a while until it cooks. Now we're going to prepare the tomato sauce. So we're going to add garlic into the warm olive oil and all the onions that we chop. After 20 minutes, the onion and the garlic with the olive oil are almost ready, and I have the crushed tomato here, so I'm just gonna add it to the mix to create the sauce. And now the tomato sauce is ready, and we will add the previously boiled tuna into the mix.
It looks lovely, doesn't it? And its Spanish name is, and I'm going to try and say this in my best Spanish, is bonito a la guipuzcoana. And it's a northern Spanish dish from the Basque country.
Looks good. Well, Pete, what do you make of all this talk about food?
Well, I'm getting hungry. I think, Yes, spicy food was a theme, wasn't it? I think overall, of all the people we've heard, and I do like spicy food. I mean, I've been known to add chili sauce to chili, so I do like some spicy food. So I'm with them on that. Yeah, but will people be going back to eating out? Last week in the interview, some guests were saying, "Oh, we haven't been able to eat out as much, and we've been eating at home, and we like it." So maybe that's what I took away from it.
Yeah.
Let's get back to home cooking. Not so good for the restaurants who are trying to open up again, but it's better for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It might take a while to get back to going out, mightn't it? We get used to what we're used to, don't we? What do you think, Jenny? Are you looking forward to going out for dinner again?
Well, I've got a very sweet tooth, actually, so I was really inspired by Dodgson's Bakery. So, it's a real struggle for me to avoid my pastries and cakes every day. So, you can eat that at home, or you can pop into the bakery. So that's something I've been probably doing a little bit too much of in lockdown. But I'm looking forward to getting back out again. It's going to be a different experience, of course, but I think we've got to support these local businesses, and as you can see, they've all been taking exceptional precautions.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah. Yes, I think it is going to be safe. I mean, you're not going to be too close to people. The food's going to be clean. In fact, probably safer than it was before the lockdown. Or before COVID-19 because of the extra precautions in place. And I probably will go out actually. Just because of feeling cooped up and that you can't. Now you can.
Now we'll be free. Yeah, I'm sure we'll all
free
enjoy
at last.
At last, absolutely. Okay, so now it's back over to Pete for something different.
Now for something entirely different. Yes, just recently, Jade Ridioff, who's a member of St Paul's Church in Seacombe, came up with an idea. Well, it wasn't quite her. You'll hear in a moment what it is. Please look to joining in with this, because it sounds like a great idea, joining in through your local church. Roll VT.
So my brother actually came up with the idea. I just got dragged along to help him out. But basically the idea was to come up with a sporting event. So we've chosen football, and hopefully raise some money for the NHS to show that we support all the work they've done, and just to give back. But yeah, just to show the support that they've done over the last 6 months. Get to the local churches. Anyone can get involved. We've recommended from the age of 8, because then most kids by then are either playing football or have played football in school. But anyone can get involved, and the more people, if you get more people from your church, it doesn't mean that just one person can, one group can take in part. It means the more groups you have, the more chances you have of winning, and it'll be a 5-a-side team. So they can get in touch with me through my email, which is ridioffjade1984@gmail.com. So we were looking for the first week in August, depending on what facilities we have available. At the moment, we're looking at a site out in Ellesmere Port, where my brother works, and they've got a big football pitch. Or we were hoping that we might be able to book an AstroTurf, or maybe a sports hall somewhere if we're allowed. Yeah, I think the kids, they've been stuck in, they've done schoolwork, they haven't been able to do meet their friends. So we're thinking of doing something for them, bit of physical activity, but we're also thinking of bringing the local churches or like the churches together and getting them involved, and it just shows that the church community is one big family. It's not just a separate, like, you don't just have your individual churches. We actually do work together to support the community.
And you don't need to be a member of a church. You could join through the church, joining what the church is doing. Let Jay know just to express interest. You'd like to know interest over this weekend, or simply let us know here at TGIF by making a comment. Thanks. Back to the studio.
What a great idea for bringing people together, and such a good cause as well. So yeah, hopefully that's going to really take off. Well, we're going back to food again now, and we have a new slot this week, which is a little bit of a quiz. I've got a few phenomenally difficult food-related questions for Jenny and Pete. Now, if you're at home, please join in by giving your answers in the comments. Jenny and Pete won't be able to see them. Just a chance for you to join in. Now, to make it a bit easier, it's a multiple choice quiz, and I'm going to ask the questions individually. So there are 3 questions each for Jen and Pete, and if they answer correctly, they get 10 points. So let's get started. And the first question is going to go to Jen. So Jenny, how much is the most expensive pizza in the world? Is it A, £1,200, B, £9,600, C, £5,700, or D, £540?
Oh, this is very tricky. Is there a possibility to phone a friend?
Oh, well, you could if you've got one at hand. We could ask the audience.
Maybe somebody could send me the answer in on chat. Well, I think probably 540 seems a little bit too cheap to me for a really, really super duper pizza, and 9,600 is too much. I'm going to go for answer C.
Okay, final answer, Jenny. Answer C, £5,700.
Yes, I'm going to stick with the first choice, yeah.
Okay, well, the answer is answer B, £9,600, which is $12,000. So, and
right.
This pizza is made in Italy, you won't be surprised, but it's because it takes 72 hours to make, and it can only be made in your home by 3 Italian chefs. And the pizza's topped with 3 types of caviar, buffalo mozzarella, lobster from Norway, and Cilento, and pink Australian sea salt. And it's called the Louis XIII pizza. And it's from a place called Renato Viola in Salerno, Italy. So, yeah, it shocked me as well.
Yeah.
What a prize. So, okay. So,
wow, I don't think I'll be getting that pizza anytime soon.
No, nor me. Amazing, isn't it? Okay, so the next question is for Pete, and it's what is the most stolen food in the world?
Oh,
is it A, caviar, B, steak, C, chocolate, or D, cheese?
Now, I think there's going to be an obvious one here. I think caviar's very expensive, but you don't see it that much. Steak. Are you really going to walk off with a steak? I think, well, unless you, I just can't see it happening. It'd be very funny seeing someone running down the road with a steak. Cheese, no, I love cheese, but I think chocolate's more popular. I'm going to go for C. Final answer.
Okay, final answer. Okay, well, you were nearly right. As it D, it was
D.
I
know the answer. Yes,
well then, Jen, have I said it already? You're going to say cheese. It was actually D.
I would have said cheese, yeah.
You wouldn't have thought
cheese, is it? Oh.
I think the Continentals love cheese.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have thought a lot of cheese thieves.
Yeah, I guess it's in the whole.
But it says.
I obviously didn't, because I have a higher view of cheese eaters.
Yeah. Well, I thought you might have got that one, Pete, because I know how much you love cheese. But in fact,
yes, I like cheese, but I never steal it. You know?
Just for my 2 pence worth, if you go into most supermarkets, some of the big joints of meat are all tagged. So I would have thought it would have been meat.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, it could have been any of them, couldn't it?
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, but in fact,
it's also because cheese is very holy. Some cheese.
Yes.
Sorry. Carry on.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Moving on.
Moving on. In fact, cheese is stolen so much, it has its own percentage. About 4% of all cheese made around the globe ends up stolen. And there's even a black market for cheese, apparently, which is interesting.
Oh.
Okay, so our next question is for Jenny again, this time. What food has been used as currency in the ancient civilizations of Mexico and South America? Is it A, cocoa beans, B, maize, C, corn, or D, tomato?
I don't think it's going to be tomato because they're going to be too soft, aren't they, to be carrying around in your pocket. Maize and corn, they're very close, so I think it's going to be one of those. I'm going to rule out cocoa beans. And South America, I'm going to go for corn.
So answer C, is that your final answer, Jenny?
Answer
corn.
C.
Okay, final answer. That's
my final
actually
answer.
cocoa beans. It's A.
Yeah.
So, apparently, as the Aztecs started dominating Mesoamerica, they loved cocoa beans, that they couldn't be grown in their own civilization. So they had to rely on the Mayans and traded cocoa beans with them as a system of money. So, I know, interesting, isn't it? I didn't know that.
They're powerful things, cocoa beans, aren't they? Powerful things.
Yeah.
They have well, I hear that it's the case that it used to be thought that drinking hot chocolate was actually more harmful, had a bigger effect than alcohol.
Oh, really?
I may be wrong about that, but I think I read that somewhere, so it might be true. It might be true.
Chocolate can be a bit addictive, can't it? That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's not very good for your pets, is chocolate, but we might come on to that later.
We might well do. Okay.
Not good for your pets, no. Absolutely.
No. Okay, then. Now, next question for Pete, which is, where was
Go
Spam
ahead.
invented? Where was Spam invented?
okay.
Is it Minnesota, Texas, New York, or Hawaii?
Now, I'm torn between Texas and New York here. New York because they're sort of cosmopolitan area and they seem to invent almost everything there. Wasn't pizza invented in New York? And Texas because I just have this idea that they like to eat a lot of meat there. So I'm going to say of the two that it's either of Texas or New York. I'm going to say that it was Hawaii.
You were very you tricked us there, didn't you? But you were very close because apparently most people think it's Hawaii.
Myself.
You tricked yourself because actually Minnesota, but a lot of people do think it's Hawaii. But apparently there's a Spam museum in Minnesota, which mind boggles, doesn't it?
I must go. Yeah. I must go there. I wonder how old the exhibits are. Yeah, some ancient spam. That'd be fascinating, wouldn't it? Yes, from the time of the Aztecs. Oh no, that was a previous question. Sorry.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, Jenny, this is your final question, your final chance to get points. Which country drinks the most coffee per person? Is it A, France, B, United States, C, the Netherlands, or D, Finland?
Well, I've got to try and get this right, don't I? I've got 0 so far, and I've got to try and beat Pete. Well, the French do drink a lot of coffee, but I think countries like Italy drink more. United States, they don't drink very strong coffee, but they do drink a lot of coffee. Netherlands and Finland. I have been to Finland. You know what? I think I'm going to go for Finland.
Okay.
It's very cold and dark. They need something to keep them warm and awake.
Yeah.
Okay. So final answer D, Finland. Yeah.
Yes.
It is C, the Netherlands.
Oh, no.
No. Well, no, I
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? It says, apparently, each person in the Netherlands drinks about 2.5 cups of coffee every day. But Finland is the next one, Jen. You were almost right. Finland has 1.8 cups a day and Sweden 1.3. But I was surprised at all of those. But those are apparently the top three. So,
I wonder if I'd secretly finish. I drink at least that.
It doesn't sound a lot, does it?
Also just want to be finished.
Yeah.
It'll finish me off, I tell you.
Yeah. So now, the final question. So
They
it's your
should,
chance.
they
to
should
win-
finish the final cup. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah, go on.
They shouldn't
They
leave
should.
half a cup. I think
No,
that's
they
terrible.
shouldn't. Yeah. How do you
The
drink
pressure's,
1.8?
the pressure's on now.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
precious,
yes.
the precious mounting for anybody to get any points. This is your final question, Pete. So let's see. During the
Yes.
1965 Gemini 3 mission, what food did NASA
Yes.
astronaut John Young smuggle on board in his spacesuit? Was it A, a Pop-Tart,
1968 Pop-Tart.
B, a corned beef sandwich, C, chicken wings, or D, chocolate cake?
Now, I think that chocolate cake would be very difficult to smuggle in your spacesuit. I think it'd be a smeared mess by the time that you got in. I think that chicken wings would similarly be very greasy. A Pop-Tart, well, I think would be more popular with someone younger than him, so I'm going for the corned beef sandwich, particularly as they're very tasty.
So that's
I'm
final
going for
answer.
that. That's the final answer. Final answer for corned beef sandwich.
Well, would you believe the correct answer
I'm right,
is
aren't I?
B? Yes, corned beef sandwich. Well done. Yeah. So
Yes,
10
yes,
points
yes.
to Pete. Yay.
I think like an astronaut.
I'm
That's what it is, you
devastated.
see.
I'm sure you are. Apparently, but
I'm spaced out. Yeah.
Yeah, well done. I thought you might get the space one, Pete, because I know you've an interest in space as
Yes.
well. So
Yes, space.
I think
science
since
stuff.
Pete
Yeah, corned beef
has
sandwich.
won, I
Yes.
think Pete's prize should be a corned beef sandwich
Yes,
to take
I
away
think-
with him after the show.
yeah, I think
If,
we can probably
if that
manage
could be arranged, yes.
Okay.
And the spacesuit.
And a coffee.
Yes. Apparently,
Yes. 1.8 coffees, please.
yeah, we can manage that. Apparently, when he took it out into space, in zero gravity, it started to fall apart, and he had to put it away before the crumbs compromised the spaceship. So I'm not sure he even got to eat it all.
Sad.
Oh.
It's a
So-
tragedy.
It is. It is. Now, I wonder, did we have any anything from the audience at all?
With regards
Any
to
attempts?
questions.
Did anybody join in the quiz, or were they all too shy?
Yes, I think they're a bit shy today.
Okay.
However, they weren't shy about the pet food. So that'll be coming up in a minute.
Ah.
Oh, we've got
okay.
lots of pet food questions.
yeah.
Good.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, no, it obviously was such a difficult quiz that nobody could find the answers,
I think
the
so.
right answers. So well done, Pete, for getting there. Okay. So we did ask at the beginning, of course, about what do you feed your pets, and I believe we may have had a few responses. Is that right, Alex?
Wow, let's hope that I can answer some of your questions. I know there are a lot of myths out there about what you can and can't feed your pets. So we thought we would try to shed a bit of light on some of the common questions that people have. I don't know what's out there, but I'll start with a question if I may, because a lot of people say, can I feed my cat dog food? And you can't.
Yes.
Because it's not the same, it doesn't have the same vitamins and minerals as dog food. So your cat could get into serious nutritional imbalance if you feed it dog food. So give it the traditional
So no-
got food.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah,
Oh,
that's interesting.
Okay. Interesting. So we wait. I've got a question. If there aren't any from the chat yet. So I feed my for a start. This is not really relevant, but I feed my guinea pig hard food. But a mouse has been in eating it all. It's very annoying. But that's beside the point. Now my dog that I have is fed. Not exclusively, but the main part of his diet is raw meat, bought from the excellent Raw for Paws on the Dock Road in Wallasey. So it comes supplied, packaged, and it has, sometimes a mix of different things in it. So it could be tripe, or it could be it could have some crushed bone in it. So it's not just meat, but it is raw. What do you think of that then? Jenny? Am I right to feed my dog raw meat?
I think you might not like my answer on this one. Now, we're not really supposed to feed our dogs raw meat. And the main problem is, because it isn't cooked, it contains nasty bugs like salmonella and listeria. So you do run the risk of your pet potentially getting one of these nasty bowel upsets. So I can hear a dog in the background. But the other thing is, if they eat meat with those bugs, then that's a risk to you. That's a risk to you as well, because they can poo those bugs out. So it's a bit of a health issue. So I can't actually recommend that to Pete. I know the food looks really, really nice, and I'm sure the dog absolutely enjoys it.
Well,
and
he loves it. Yes, he does love it. Yes,
give him.
I don't try it myself. Not yet. Not yet.
I'm sure he loves it. But we would say to everybody there is a risk there. So just be aware of that.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes. So you're saying that you're meaning that it could contain listeria and other bugs. So we're at risk of it rather than it does.
It could.
Yes.
Yeah, that
so I
sounds
just
like an
okay.
Curry statement there.
Yeah.
Sorry?
That sounds like an Edwina Curry statement. All eggs have got salmonella.
No. She said the eggs had salmonella, yes.
You're being distinction, Ed.
That's right.
All raw meat doesn't necessarily have bugs in it.
No, it doesn't. That's right. That's right.
So let's have a look at the chat.
Exactly.
So the first person to pipe up about food was Rob Woodburn. He said gourmet cat food. I think gourmet cat food's a brand, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yes,
gourmet
yes
cat
it is.
food.
Yes, I've seen it, yes.
Yeah.
Kathleen Wood. It is.
Any good?
Probably no better than anything else. Probably nothing special compared to any of the other proprietary brands you can buy out there.
Yes.
Okay, Kathleen Wood.
Good advice.
Our dogs have Butcher's Lean and Tasty Tins and Webbox Dry Mix.
So she's feeding a little bit of raw meat there, isn't she? Everything else sounds fine.
It did sound like that, yes.
Is that Butcher's Lean? Is that lean meat from the butcher, or is this a cooked product?
Let me look it up.
If it's a cooked
maybe
product,
she
it's
could
fine.
answer.
I know dogs love raw meat.
Butcher's Lean and Tasty. It's a brand, Jen. It looks
so it's been properly cooked and prepared.
Yeah. Okay. David Harvey.
Sounds good. Nice mix.
David Harvey's just reminded me I put the wrong title on today's show. Thanks,
Did you?
Dave. Chris Turner.
Thanks, Dave.
Chris Turner, our new curate to be joining us soon, says that her pup has Lily's Kitchen natural, no cereal.
Yeah.
Must be another thing.
Yeah, I presume it's got some meat in it. That's the other thing. I think people who are vegetarian, I've got to say, sometimes think their pets can have vegetarian food, and again, that's not good. So if it's got a meat component in it, that's absolutely fine. So just remember, don't look at your pet and think of it as a tiny person like you. You know, it's got different requirements.
Yeah, and as for us, I've been feeding my doggos, and now just down to Dilly, I feed them Barking Heads, which is a dry food mix, which is a premium food mix, and has everything in it, cereals.
Very good.
Yes. Dave Davenport
that sounds
says,
perfect.
Whilst we're here, Dave Davenport says, does Pete like chili, leftover chili for breakfast?
If given the choice, yes. If what I sometimes have is say either tuna or some cold meats with a chili sauce on it. I mix it up and have it for breakfast. It's sort of as normal people would eat a cereal. That's often what I would have, because I like that, prefer that sort of taste to a sweet taste. I don't have a sweet tooth, unlike Jenny.
Share that as well.
Yeah.
So Chris Turner's just popped up again. Lily's Kitchen is meat component and veg, and no cereals and kibbles, and our cooked natural meat.
Okay.
Perfect.
And the last comment from Trevor Wood is he got 3 on the test.
Did
so
he?
He beat all of you.
Oh.
Hey.
Well done, Trevor.
Well done.
Yes, well done, Trevor.
Comments,
you win the corned beef sandwich.
Very well done.
We'll put in the post.
A corned beef sandwich from Trevor.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. wonderful prizes here. Yeah. Oh, it's great. Is that all I've
No,
got?
they were difficult questions, so that is good. Yeah.
Yeah, they were tricky questions.
Yes,
yeah.
they were. They were.
Yeah.
They were trickier than some of the pet questions.
Well, the thing about questions that are tricky, they're only tricky if you don't know them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't.
They're a bit obscure, some of them, I think. So.
Alex as well. Oh, we've gone
He's
on to the
leaping
cat.
ahead. He's
I just
leaping
wanted
ahead.
to say, don't feed your dogs cooked bones or little bits of bones because they splinter.
No.
It's okay to give them a nice big, leg of bone. So, final little bit of information there.
Right.
Okay, so you've had a little sneaky preview of the Pet of the Week award. So we've got a lovely little video this week. So let's have a little look. This the pet who's enjoying its food the most video award. They're so cute, aren't they? I hope you think they're cute. I love cats and kittens anyway. So the award goes to Ali Dixon, who lives in Preston Brook, which is over near Daresbury. And these are her little kittens that are being fed, I'm pleased to say, proper kitten food. Aren't they gorgeous?
Yeah, they're beautiful, aren't they? And they've obviously got a good appetite, which is great to see, isn't it? Lovely. Thanks, Jen. Well, I've loved talking to people about food this week. It's one of my favourite subjects. And I don't know about you, but I found it very difficult during lockdown, not just to keep eating, because when you're at home, the fridge door's always too nearby. But I do know that I'm really fortunate in that. I'm very blessed in that, because there are lots of people who don't have enough food to eat, and for whom that's a real worry, a real challenge. Because we can't survive without our food, can we? Food and water, life's basics. But even when we have enough to eat, there's much more that we would say we need, isn't there? A home, money, a job, friends, family, the love of others. The only problem is that most things in life are not guaranteed. And this pandemic, more than ever, has shown how quickly some of those things in life can disappear or be under threat. And I think that in times like this, people are hungry for something that makes sense of this world. What can we rely on? Well, there's a strange sounding statement in the Bible where Jesus says that he is the bread of life. He says, I'm the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. And he's not talking about the bread that we eat, but what sustains us in our minds, our hearts, spiritually. It's a promise that we'll always be nourished, sustained, upheld, whatever's happening in our lives. And all we have to do is come to him. And for me, he's what makes sense of this world. What do you think? And now it's time for us all to say goodbye. And a big thank you to all of those who chatted to us this evening, the people at the Seaside Cafe, Dodge and Bakers and Jade. A really big thank you to them for chatting to us. And now we will leave you with something from Pete.
Yes, I couldn't think of a joke for this week because, food is just too serious a business for me. So instead, I've got a great picture for you that Jenny provided. And when vets get together, apparently they think of creative things to do with food sometimes. This picture harks back to Halloween. And as you can see by this picture, these vets, in creating this delicious pumpkin food, are extremely brainy. Here's the picture. Ugh. Bye for now.